Klay Thompson is one of the best shooters off of screens. Learn the 3 keys that he uses to get wide open shots. Hey team, it's Coach Conley with Conley Hoops. I've been training and coaching basketball players for 20 plus years. If you'd like to learn the same drills that I teach my players, subscribe to our channel so you can get the latest videos every week. To be a great shooter, you have to learn to use screens. Nobody does it better than Klay Thompson in the NBA. His ability to come off screens and read them and get open shots is second to none. Today, we're going to learn 3 keys that make him the best. The first key is to be ready to shoot. And being ready happens even before you get the ball. You have to be able to be prepared to catch and shoot with little or no space and little or no time. Making sure you prep in the gym before you play in the game is so crucial. You need to have good balance, you need to have good follow through, and you need to have the confidence in the reps that you take to consistently make your jumper over and over, no matter where you are on the floor. Klay Thompson, being one of the best and pure shooters in the NBA, you can see how he's always ready to catch and shoot. His feet are always on balance, and he has the same form every time he puts it up. On this first clip, you can see how as he comes off the screen, he sets his feet and follows through. It wouldn't matter where the defender was because it's so effortless for him to get into his shot. Klay Thompson on this little pin down isn't even open, but he uses his balance to create some space and elevate over the defender. In this third clip, we can see Klay Thompson running the baseline. Now, turning and shooting off this baseline cut isn't easy, but he gets squared up so quickly and follows through. If you look consistently at Klay's form, it's always the same, and that's why he has so much confidence. So remember, always be on balance, always follow through, and always be ready to shoot. The second key is creating enough space to get your shot off, and this can happen in various ways. The first is always explode and try to create separation at the beginning to get enough space to get your shot off. You also might need to V-cut or set your player up by screening another player. Screening the screener works excellently at getting your defender off balance thinking you're going to do something else, allowing you to separate from them. Klay here kind of pins down, but he uses his acceleration off the screen to create enough space to elevate and shoot before the defender can rotate out. In this next clip, you can see Klay's continuous movement away from the screen gets him more open even if the defender's trailing closely. And lastly, as Klay is accelerating around the screen, it creates a distance between him and the defender has no choice but to guess which way Klay is going to go. This allows Klay to stop behind the screen and knock down the jumper. And here's a perfect example of a screen the screener. Klay pins down and then turns around and pops right back out, not allowing the defense to get set against him, allowing him to knock down the open 3. Klay's ability to use different things to set up his player and create space allows him to get wide open shots all the time because the defenders really never know what to expect from Klay. Variety of creating space is the key. To use screens properly, you can't just run off of them, jog off of them. You have to vary that. Sometimes sprint, sometimes stop and go, sometimes V-cut, sometimes screen the screener. Using all of those to create space will make you open at the 3-point line. Another key to just coming off the screen is you need to keep moving away from the screen. If you stop or wait for the ball, it allows too much time for that defender to come back in and stop you. So always keep moving into open space. Otherwise, the defender will catch you and make your shot way harder. The third and most important key is to be able to read the screen. And that actually means read the defender who is coming around the screen. As a basketball player, it is so important to know where your player who is guarding you is coming from. If you're just running, most of the time you will run into that defender. So out of the corner of your eye and feel, you have to know where he is. When he goes behind the screen, you probably have to curl or separate further away from the screen. If he tries to go under, most of the time stopping behind the screen will be the key. And if that player continues to be on your hip behind you, you might have to take some dribbles to the basket or away from him to create even more space to give free. So where the defender goes around the screen, it will determine the type of shot that you get. Here, we have some examples of how Klay uses the screen. In this clip, you can see how Klay uses the screen by coming closer to the ball, kind of like a curl, but he doesn't curl to the basket. This allows him to create space between him and his defender and still get an open shot. This clip, he stops behind the screen because he anticipates his defender going under, creating more space so he's open. Here you can see how Klay uses multiple skills to get open. One, he fades, but then he comes off the screen really quick with his explosiveness. You can see how he creates more space by running through the ball, which gives him the room to elevate and shoot before his defender catches up. Lastly, as Klay comes around this screen, his defender is still behind him, not letting him get the three. So he reads that and feels that, allowing him to take an extra dribble into the paint and elevate and shoot. He continues to move without the ball and keeps his defender away from him. The more space you create away from your defender, the easier your shots are going to be. Here again, you can see the same thing as Klay accelerates off the screen, creating space between him and his defender as he elevates into an open three. Klay is one of the best at creating this space. You can learn a lot from Klay Thompson and get a lot more easy shots by using these keys. Remember, you need to be able to shoot first. So the key is being confident, on balance, with great follow through to get these shots off. The second part is you need to make sure that you can create space. That means exploding away from defenders. It means elevating in space. It means using different techniques to get that space early. And then you need to be able to use the screens effectively. That means you need to be able to set your man up and see which way he goes around the screen. No matter what it is that you're trying to do, the more space you have, the easier your shots are. I hope these 3 keys helped. That's it for today's video. If you'd like to train with me and get personalized feedback, check out the link in the description below and sign up for our training program.